Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Life on the Wrist. Hope you all are doing well today. Asymmetrical cases have become a little bit more popular on Instagram. I'm seeing them a little bit more. People like Ronnie Madvani have really championed the abnormal case shape that one sees that is a little bit different from the typical round or rectangular case shape that you see in a lot of watches. Today we're going to be looking at a Bulova that I think exemplifies exactly that case shape. If you look at it here, you can see that it has this incredibly unique shield-like case that brings a smile to my face for sure, and is part of Bulova's history of the 23 jewel movement, 23 jewel watches that they produced, and in a way quite a rare piece within the 23 jewel collection of watches that Bulova produced, because this was only produced for 1 year. And so, you know, it captures your attention. It certainly is an important part of Bulova's history, and I think brings a smile to my face every single time I've worn it. So I'm very excited to jump into this Bulova with you. So without further ado, let's do it. All right, super excited to jump into this extremely unique looking Bulova from the 1960s. This watch, I'll give it a line really quickly. This watch is, honestly, I don't think I've seen another watch that looks similar in design to this Bulova 23 Jewel President, or nicknamed President watch. So, to sort of describe this piece a little bit, as I mentioned, it's from the 1960s, and interestingly, Bulova only produced this watch in 1960. It was produced for 1 year, you know, that makes the watch a little bit more rare. It's part of the 23 jewel line of watches that Bulova produced, which has a wide range of varying watches, most of them with round cases, but there were other watches that they produced that had different sort of case shapes. This is definitely one of them. So this is obviously it has this asymmetrical case. Many describe this case as looking like a shield. Some may also describe this case as looking like a flower. I can see that being a description that people would use. Look at this watch as well. I sort of describe this watch for you. I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better at at the camera work. So, as I mentioned, shield. Many describe the case shape as looking like a shield. It has a 10-karat rolled gold case, and then on the case back it has stainless steel. The gold is actually in very, very good condition. It has a little bit of aging on it that I can see, that I think matches it really nicely. It has a white sort of cream dial with gold applied hour markers that have faded. The white dial has really faded into a really nice patina, especially with the richness of the gold case. I think it looks really really beautiful. As you can see, the crown is actually located down here at 4 o'clock, which is a little bit different than some of the other watches that you may have seen. It is not signed. The caliber that's running in this is obviously a 23 jewel movement. It's the 10 BZC manual wind movement, and it's working really, really well, which is always a great thing when you're looking at a watch purchase. So get my focus back in here so I can show you a little bit more detail here. I apologize, thought I had the camera. All right, there you go. So one of the things that you probably are seeing is sort of towards where the E in jewel is located. You can see a little bit of a little spot, and I think what that is actually a radium burn from the luminescent material that was used on the hands. I think this watch sat in a drawer, probably was not used, and the hands were not moved very, very frequently, and so you have a really cool sort of burn on the dial there. If you look between sort of 2 o'clock and 5 o'clock, you can also see some speckles. I think that is most likely from moisture, but it doesn't really detract from the overall aesthetic of this piece. I think the biggest thing with this watch is just how unique it is. It really is an absolutely phenomenal example of this in really, in my opinion, almost untouched condition, but obviously it does have a little bit, signs of wear here and there. You can see here the stainless steel case back, if I can ever get it to focus. There you go, stainless steel case back. On the case back it reads Bulova, it has the waterproof written on it, anti-magnetic, it has the serial number, shock resistant, and then what is sort of written on the dial. Now this watch is 34 millimeters in diameter. If you go from sort of one of the flat edges of the shield to the tip of one of the corners, so it's 34 millimeters, and I believe it's if you go sort of from if you go from sort of maybe like short end to short end, you're looking at, I think, something like 31 millimeters. So on the smaller side, it's on this blue alligator strap that I think is really beautiful, lug width of 16 millimeters. A really nice example. If we put it on the wrist, I'll quickly put this on my left wrist here. If we put it on the wrist here so that you can see it, you can see that it fits. Yeah, on the smaller side. It's a dressier watch. It's not going to be something that. Sorry, my sleeve is in the way. It's not going to be something that fits really large on the wrist, but it's not the point of the watch. If you look, it's extremely elegant. The gold looks absolutely phenomenal, and it's an abnormal sort of asymmetrical case, which I think has become kind of popular. I think there's a niche of collectors who really enjoy sort of the sort of different case shapes that more and more people are sort of gravitating towards because of maybe attractive prices or whatever. But yeah, such a cool watch. I'm super stoked to have found one that was in such good condition. A historic piece of the Bulova 23 jewel watches that were produced. This is, I think, considered one of the more rare versions of the 23 jewel watches because it was only produced for 1 year. I imagine this might have not been a bestseller for them, just because I think it takes a special, maybe special person is the wrong way of saying it, but it takes someone who sort of would like this aesthetic to end up purchasing it. So pretty cool piece. I wore it the last couple of days, and just it's hard not to smile when you have something like this on the wrist, and it's super fun to wear. So all right, with that I will flip perspectives so we can close out the video. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this extremely unique Bulova 23 jewel waterproof watch that was produced in the 1960s. For a watch to be produced in only 1 year, part of a 23 jewel sort of collection of watches that a brand produced, is pretty special. To get one in this sort of condition, I think, is also a real a real testament to the way that this watch has been treated. I really do think that this watch sat in a drawer for a very long time and was pulled out, and a new strap was put on it, and is now in absolutely incredible condition. So I just love the asymmetrical case. There's so much joy that you can get from something like this, and I think that's what watch collecting is really about. So I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this watch. As always, there will be an article at lifeonthewrist.com in the editorial section about this watch, so be sure to head over to the website if you would like to check that out. If you are new to Life on the Wrist, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you like these types of videos. You can check us out on our social medias. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this watch. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you wouldn't mind liking this video, it really does help me out. With that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time.